Hello everyone! Welcome back to Doc Gilmac online tutorial. Doc Gilmac Math TV Basic Trigonometry tutorial. Are you ready for the next tutorial? So if you're ready, let's begin. The topic I will be discussing for today's tutorial is all about the graph of sine function y equals a sine bx. How do we graph the sine function y equals a sine bx? In graphing y equals a sine bx, we should consider the pattern in one cycle, I, where I is the intercept, capital M is the maximum ordinate, I is the intercept, small letter m is the minimum ordinate, I is the intercept. Take note, I. The graph of the sine function y equals a sine bx have 5 characteristics where a and b are both positive. Number 1, an amplitude equal to a, which gives the maximum ordinate at a, wherein capital M is equal to a, and a minimum ordinate at negative a, wherein small letter m is equal to negative a. Number 2, a frequency equal to b within a 360 degrees or 2 pi interval. Number 3, a period equal to 360 degrees over b or 2 pi over b. Number 4, the increments with a measure of t over 4 are 0, t over 4, t over 2, 3t over 4, and t. Number 5, with a pattern of I, the coordinates of the key points of the graph starting at x equals 0 are 0, 0, t4 and m, t over 2, 0, 3t over 4 and m, t and 0. The amplitude is used to scale the y-axis, while the period is used to scale the x-axis, as shown in the figure below. So consider the figure below. Let's have the x and y axis. So as you can see here, we have a and negative a, wherein from this point, we simply have the amplitude. The value of a is the amplitude. And we have here t over 4, t over 2, 3t over 4, and t. So starting from t to 0, this is simply what we call the period. So take note of that. A period is simply one cycle of the graph. Consider an illustrative example. Sketch the graph of the function y equals 7 sine 2x for the interval x is greater or equal to 0 but less than or equal to 180 degrees. Solution. Since a is equal to 7 and b equals 2, then we obtain the following. Amplitude a equals 7, wherein the maximum point is 7 and the minimum point is negative 7. The frequency b is equal to 2. the period T is equal to 360 over B, or simply 360 degrees divided by 2, which is just equal to 180 degrees. The increments T over 4, which is simply equal to 180 degrees all over 4, which is just equal to 45 degrees. And we're going to divide this 45 into 5 parts. So from here we have 0, our starting point, 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 135 degrees, up to 180 degrees. This is simply one cycle of the graph. Coordinates of the key points. So we have 0 degrees and 0, 45 degrees and 7, 90 degrees and 0, 135 degrees and negative 7, 180 degrees and 0. If you are to consider the equation y equals 7 sine 2x, let's substitute the given angle, which is 0. Sine of 0 is 0, times 7 is simply 0. So we have one coordinates, which is 0 degrees and 0. For 45 degrees, if you multiply it by 2, that's 90 degrees. And sine of 90 degrees is 1 times 7. So we have the maximum coordinate, which is 7. So we have the coordinates 45 degrees and 7. For 90 degrees, okay, times 2 sine 90 degrees, okay, times 2 is 180. That is simply equal to 0. So we have the coordinates 90 degrees and 0. For 135 degrees, okay, times 2 is 270 degrees. And sine of 270 degrees is negative 1 times 7. So we have the minimum ordinate, which is negative 7. For 180 degrees, okay, times 2 is 360 degrees. That's equal to 0. Sine of 360 degrees is 0. Okay, times 7 is simply 0. So we have the coordinates of 180 degrees and 0. So as you can see here, if we're going to plot the given points here, so 0 degrees, 0, then we have 45 degrees and 7, 90 degrees and 0, then we have 135 degrees and negative 7, then we have 180 degrees and 0. The graph of sine function is simply a smooth curve. So as you can see here, so that's the graph of y equals 7 sine 2x. Again, I would like to thank you for watching Doc Gilmac Math TV. Stand by for my next tutorial. Stay safe everyone, and may God bless us all.